Has Iran just landed a $300 million knockout punch on America's THAAD shield in Jordan, punching a visible hole in what was sold as an impenetrable missile wall? With a blowtorch strike on the heart of a THAAD battery's radar, did Iran just leave some of America's most advanced interceptor missiles flying half-blind over the Gulf? When fresh satellite images show colossal craters and burned-out trailers where a U.S. super radar once stood, how much warning time has Washington really lost? As key sensors go dark one by one, is Iran quietly ripping open the Gulf's defense grid faster than the Pentagon can patch the gaps? Iran has reportedly destroyed a $300 million THAAD radar in Jordan, punching a serious hole in the U.S. missile shield that watches over the region. As per Bloomberg, the ANTPY-2 radar for a THAAD battery was struck and destroyed at Muwaffaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. A U.S. official quoted in that report said the high-end radar was struck and destroyed in the early days of the war, not weeks into the campaign. Worth hundreds of millions of dollars on its own, that radar is effectively the heart of a THAAD battery's tracking and engagement system. Satellite images showed two roughly 13-foot-wide craters and several trailers shredded or burned around the impact site. Analysts believe the radar was hit around March 1 or 2, almost immediately after Tehran began its wave of retaliation. THAAD is a terminal-phase high-altitude interception system used by the U.S. military to stop incoming ballistic missiles near the end of their flight. Its ANTPY-2 radar, built by Raytheon, is a powerful transportable sensor that detects and tracks ballistic threats at long range. A full THAAD battery typically fields 6 truck-mounted launchers, dozens of interceptor missiles, and a dedicated command and control unit. Each complete THAAD battery is estimated to cost around $1 billion when you add the interceptors, radar, and support systems. The U.S. currently fields about 8 THAAD batteries worldwide, spread across key theaters like the Gulf, Guam, and East Asia. THAAD's core role is to intercept ballistic missiles during their final flight phase, knocking them out high in the atmosphere before impact. With the Jordan-based unit down, more of the interception burden now shifts to Patriot systems that were designed for shorter-range threats. Experts warn that any replacement radar would likely have to be pulled from another theater, costing both time and coverage elsewhere. One munitions analyst has labeled the loss operationally significant, stressing it is not something the U.S. can quickly or easily reverse. Earlier in the war, Iran also damaged a U.S. FPS-132 early warning radar site in Qatar, according to independent analysts and officials. Satellite imagery from Dalal showed damage to the massive U.S.-made radar there, a hit that likely cuts into regional warning times. Buildings linked to THAAD radar infrastructure were also struck at 2 UAE sites, Ruwais and Sadr, between February 28 and March 1, according to open-source reviews. Shelters that normally house THAAD radar trailers showed visible damage, though analysts say it is still unclear if the radars themselves were inside at the time. Smoke was also seen rising over a radar site near Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, following another reported strike. Imagery indicated a tent structure that typically shelters a THAAD radar was badly charred, with debris scattered around the position. Analysts caution that it remains unclear whether the radar was actually inside that shelter at impact or had been moved out in anticipation. The U.S. fields 8 THAAD batteries worldwide, while the UAE owns 2 batteries of its own and Saudi Arabia operates 1 more. Each of these batteries, costing around $1 billion, is designed to cover vast swaths of airspace with overlapping protection. Damaging or disabling the radars doesn't erase THAAD from the map, but it shrinks the defended footprint and reduces how flexibly the network can be used. Analysts stress that THAAD only works as intended when layered with Patriots and other systems that cover different altitude bands and threat types. Recent Iranian volleys have clearly focused on U.S. radars, communications nodes, and intelligence hubs across the Gulf, not just launchers. Satellite reviews point to coordinated hits on communications, radar, and data link facilities, suggesting a deliberate campaign to blind and deafen defenses. UAE officials say the number of incoming ballistic missiles has dropped sharply, from 137 on day 1 of the war to just 7 on Thursday. Drone attacks, however, have continued in frequency, and now make up most of the incoming fire that Gulf defenses are dealing with. The UAE says it has faced 1,072 Iranian drones and 196 ballistic missiles since the war began, intercepting the vast majority but not all. France has now deployed Rafale fighter jets over the Emirates to help shield Western bases and bolster the strained air defense picture.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.